Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Well, it took the Democrats a while, but I guess months after they finally put their finger on it, they've identified their biggest problem. It's the young male voter. It's funny how it takes them so long to even identify the problem, and unfortunately for them, that's only really the first step. You have to identify the issue, but then here comes the hard part, finding a solution, tackling the problem. And that's especially the hard part if you're the Democrat Party, which as a collective seems to be lacking in the ability to self-reflect and take accountability for one's actions. But anyways, the Democrats have identified the problem, and it's every Democrat strategist, analyst, and media mouthpiece now focused on this demographic. Everywhere you turn in Democrat circles, this is the conversation.
They're having to use anthropologists to figure out how to appeal to young white men. How do we talk to this strange breed of American citizen that we've never wanted their vote before, but now we do? That New York Times article, Project Sam, it is laughable, but I'll tell you, they did this. I remember a staff member of mine, this was during fall of 16, Hillary Clinton was doing a rally, and it was like, I'm going to be the president for African Americans and Latino Americans. And she just went down the list, right? You just pick your identity group, and she went down, young American, da, 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 da. My staffer goes, so she doesn't want my vote. She didn't ask for my vote. I mean, he's a white male. She didn't ask for any man. And so it was just sitting there going, and now you're like, oh, we've got a problem. Well, you spent 15 years essentially ignoring that vote. And in fact, not only ignoring it, interest groups going out of their way to marginalize that demographic group. And then you're shocked when that demographic group doesn't think the Democratic Party wants them to be members.
The Democrat Party's focused on the youth vote, where things went wrong, and now, of course, how to get them back. I guess you could call it a sort of call to action within the party ranks. And ironically enough, this call to action is now highlighting the systematic weakness of the left-wing political apparatus, as the Democrats, I guess, are starting to realize that they don't have the messenger. Last week it was David Hogg, and this week it's another one of these woke leftist Disney characters, TikToker by the name of Olivia Julianna, who's now stepped up to reach out to the young male voter. And yeah, let's just say it didn't exactly go so well. It ended with the crash out of the century. Let me show you guys exactly what's going on here. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so just like I said, it started off with David Hogg doing his best in his latest media tour to appeal to young male Gen Z voters. Well, that didn't exactly work so well, but it did draw some more focus to the issue, and now more people are jumping on the bandwagon, and the latest one is, like I said, Olivia Julianna, a progressive icon on TikTok.
I also think it's just so abundantly clear that the people who say these things don't actually spend time talking to young men. I spend a lot of time on college campuses, and I spend a lot of time with
young men.
I love young men. I love frat guys. And in that, I realized, like, even the ones that identify as conservative are almost always pro-choice. They're almost always pro-gay marriage. You'd be surprised at the number of them who supported Black Lives Matter. I feel like people just kind of lump them into this box when the truth is a lot of them are with us on the issues. They're just not part of our coalition because they feel like they're not welcomed in it.
Yeah, this is the person that's now being chosen to reach out to disaffected young men. It's like sending a vegan to a barbecue cookout, expecting to win over hearts and minds. Yes, Olivia Julianna, known abortion rights activist, who's constantly going on and on about patriarchy, is the perfect messenger for young, disillusioned men who have ditched the Democrat Party. What an absolute joke of a party. And what's really funny is that it's a total 180 if you think about it. I mean, they went all in on man-hating feminist politics. They didn't need no man. That was basically the leftist angle. Who needs young men when we have a legion of single moms was basically the strategy. Masculinity is toxic and we want communism has basically been the message for the last however many years. But oh boy, how they drop their morals the moment their political power comes into question. All of a sudden, it's all hands on deck. We need to appeal to the bros. Yeah, well, kinda hard to do that when the only people left on your side are deranged MSNBC watching lunatics who still genuinely believe that Elon Musk intentionally did a Roman salute. Democrats are identifying the problem, I guess, while simultaneously realizing that they themselves are the problem. See, they've branded their political philosophy as being inclusive, but the reality is they're exclusive. And they've excluded young men from their political priority list, especially young white men. And now as they're stuck in this desperate situation to try to win them back, all they've got is David Hogg, AOC, Jasmine Crockett, and Olivia Julianna. And while you can imagine how badly this is going online, yeah, let's just say the internet's having a field day, and well, the leftist TikTok prodigy didn't exactly take it so well.
I'm the person that's in charge of bringing young men back to the Democratic Party, according to Donald Trump Jr., Trump War Room, Libs of TikTok. And while none of that's actually true, every single time I saw one of y'all posting about me, I had one main thought at the top of my head. Y'all are a bunch of y'all are the ones that made it about a woman and her identity and the way that she looks. Something that y'all consistently claim the Democrats do. You don't actually give a about young men. Instead, a lot of you want to talk about my weight. You're using pictures of me from about 65 pounds ago. So let me ask you this. If I lose another 65 pounds, will y'all actually raise young men's wages? Will you actually increase funding to mental health services? Or are you just going to find another way to deflect from the fact that y'all don't actually have any policy plan to help them? Y'all can keep making this into some kind of big joke of, oh yeah, let's send her to every frat house in the country. I'm not afraid to go into frat houses or to go to college campuses or to talk to Republicans because unlike y'all, I don't think that they're all shallow assholes. I think that they're actual people who can hold a conversation. But clearly, based off the way you talk about them and the way that you treat them, you think that they're dumb as shit. Well, I actually don't. So I'm going to continue to advocate for young men to get the policy agenda that they do deserve. And I'm going to continue to lose weight. And then maybe when I finally do drop that next 65 pounds, we can revisit this conversation and see if you can actually stand on business. Because this time, none of you f***ing did.
She responds by calling all of her critics a bunch of pussies. Yeah, this is basically a microcosm of the whole. They're attempting outreach and it's ending in total crash out. A full, flaming, nose-diving explosion. Major epic fail. I don't know what the hell the Democrats are thinking and really in the position they've put themselves in. I don't know what they're gonna do. You can't go from schizo far-left deranged feminist to I'm one of the crypto bros with a snap of your finger just by willing it into existence with your legion of cringe TikTok Disney children. You know, I think the left is learning a serious lesson right now. This is what happens when you build a party based on identity politics. When you alienate particular groups, you have to make damn sure that the opposing groups are 100% on board. Well, in the Democrats' case, they simply haven't been able to secure a stronghold on the female vote with the abortion wedge issue. They tried playing the genders, pitting them against each other, a typical divide and conquer strategy, but all they did was barely win over one side and then completely alienate the opposing side. It's how identity politics backfires. And boy, is it backfiring. They've alienated men from their party nearly entirely. They've got Pete Buttigieg and his tennis pals and nothing else. They're the party of anti-masculinity and they just can't get it together. What a shame, what a shame. I really thought the Harry Sisson investment was gonna pay off big time. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys on this one. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.